So now you know the basics of making drawing and all the basic draw and modify commands. So let's move on and understand some of the drawing management and annotation tools. I'll start with dimensioning because it's very important in any kind of drawing. So to dimension this drawing which we made earlier, I'm going to go to this annotation panel, and right here we have the tools for dimension. So you can use this dim tool or the dimension tool, or you can use from any of these existing tools. In this case, I'll use these tools and I'll make the very first dimension using linear. So I'll go to linear and I'll add a dimension here. Now to add the dimension, all you need to do is select the first point, second point, and a point where you want to drop the dimension, and you'll have the dimension like this. Now this dimension is far from being perfect. It is very big. Even the arrow size and everything else is big. If you want to modify it, then you can do that using annotation panel. So I'll expand the annotation panel and I'll click on this dimension style option, which looks like a dimension line with a paintbrush above it. Now I'll go to modify, and here I'll go to fit tab and I'll change the overall scale. That's the only parameter which I'm going to change here in this case, and it's 1. So we need to decrease the size. So maybe I'll change the size to 0.25 or maybe 0.2, and OK, and close. And now the size of dimension is 0.2 times of its original value, and this looks pretty good. Now using this size, I will make other dimensions. In your case, the scale of 0.2 may work, or maybe in your case you need to change it to some other scale. That depends on the drawing which you have selected. Now this is linear dimension. If you want to add a radius or a diameter, you can select the radius. So go to radius, click on the circle, and again click, you'll have the radius. For the diameter, select diameter, click on the circle, and now you'll have the diameter symbol. So as you can see, you don't need to add the phi symbol and r symbol for the radius and diameter. AutoCAD will take care of this for you. In a similar way, we have dimension like angular. If you want to add angles, so here I'll select the first line, second line, and click again to add the angles. So you can add these dimensions pretty easily like this. Now after adding dimensions, let's talk about layer. So currently we are making our drawing on layer 0, which is the default layer. And if you want to add more layers, then you can go to layer properties and add the layers that you want. So we are working with 0 layer. As you can see, we have check mark right next to layer 0. That indicates our drawing is in 0 layer. I'll click on this new layer and I'll call it dim, or short for dimension. And now I'll use this layer to put our dimension. So now I'll close this layer property manager. I'll select all the dimensions which I've made here, and I'll go to this drop down and I'll select dim. Now all our dimensions are on dim layer. So what are the advantages? Well, the first thing is you can change the properties, like you can change the color from here. So I'll go to this white box, I'll change the color of dimension to red, click on OK, and look at this. All the dimensions will change their color to red. Also, if you maybe, let's say, want to hide the dimensions, you can click on this light bulb icon and the dimensions will simply disappear, and they are still here in the drawing, but for now it's hidden. To bring it back, you can go to the drop down and activate it again. So that's the advantage of putting objects on their respective layers, so that you can control its properties right using the layer property manager. Now let's also talk about blocks. So blocks are symbols, and you can use these symbols in your drawing, and they have their own set of advantages. So I'm going to make a simple window here using the rectangle tool, and also I'll maybe use arc tool. So first point and second point, third point, then line, and again. Alright, so here we have a simple window kind of shape. Now in this case, all these objects are separate. They are made separately using different draw commands, but you can convert this into a symbol, and that symbol is called block. Now to convert it into a symbol, I'll go to create block on the block panel. I'll give it a name. So let's call it window. Now we need to specify some parameters like pick point. Select this and specify a point that will be the base point or the pick point of this symbol or the block. Now select objects, click on this box and select all the objects and press enter. And I'll simply click on OK now. And now if I hover my cursor, it will show this as a single object. If you select it, it will only show the pick point or the base point which we specified. And now this one will work like a single object. Now what's the advantage of this? Well, if you now go to insert, you'll notice that now we have this window added here, and you can now insert as many copies of this window from here, or you can also make copies of this block from here. All right. Now, all these blocks can be modified directly by modifying any one of these block references. So maybe I'll just select this block and then I'll right click and I'll select block editor. So this is the place where you can modify the blocks. So look at this. Now this is the block editor. As you can see, we have a tab here, and here it will work again like separate objects. Here I'll modify this. So I'll go to circle and I'll add a circle maybe here. Then I'll go to trim, enter, I'll trim this line and this line. And we have a different kind of window now. I'll go to close block editor, save the changes, and look at this. All the blocks now modified. So that's the advantage of using blocks over simple copy paste of symbols. It can modify references, all the references actually, just by modifying the actual block. So we have our drawing and we are pretty much done with the basics of AutoCAD, and now I believe you are familiar with the tool sets required for making your own set of drawings. Finally, after making any kind of drawing, you would definitely want to plot that drawing, and plotting is also pretty straightforward in AutoCAD. So let's finally learn about plotting our drawing. Now to plot our drawing, I'll go to this plot option, and here I'll specify firstly the plotter. So in this case, I will select DWG to PDF. I want to plot my drawing as PDF. Now the paper size, you can select from any of these existing paper size. In this case, ISO A4 is selected. I'll keep that one. Now for the plot area, display is selected. That means whatever is displayed will be plotted. In this case, I'll change that a bit. I'll change it to window. We want to plot everything inside of a selected window. So now I'll click here and I'll click here. And now all the objects inside that window will be plotted. All right. Now look at this paper. So this is how your plot's going to look like. This is our paper and your plot will be somewhere over here. So we have problems here. This area is completely blank. We just want it centered. So to do that, click center the plot, and now this will be centered like this. Again, we have a problem. This is in portrait orientation, whereas we want it in landscape. So go to drawing orientation and select landscape. There we have it. It's now changed. All right. Now click on OK, specify the location and save it. And here is the final output in PDF format. It's pretty easy and straightforward. So I hope you have found this AutoCAD Basics for Beginners video series pretty helpful. If you have any question related to this series, let me know. And for further in-depth tutorials in AutoCAD, you can check other videos on SourceCAD channel. And if you like this video series, don't forget to let me know in the comment below. Give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you soon with another video.